Hey everyone, this is Alan Fine. I'm here with Mark Spillane. He is the Director of Sales and Marketing for Crystal Yacht and Expedition Cruising, and this is Insider Travel Report. So Mark, Esprit is small, but it's getting a lot of acclaim, and even though it's small, a lot of people are talking about it. Explain why.
Yes, it's been very important to us to get a lot of our valued travel advisors on the Esprit over the last 2 years, which has really helped us get what we've been calling the best kept secret out there, because she is such an intimate vessel, but still provides all the luxury that Crystal is well known for. And the guests on board, there's just 62 of them, and we have 90 of our Crystal onboard family or our crew looking after them, and it really is a yachting experience.
So who is the guest? What's the demographic?
Yes, so the great thing about Crystal Esprit is it attracts a younger client, a younger guest on board, which helps expose the Crystal brand to a new audience, and then they can easily move over to our river experiences, our ocean experiences, and soon our expedition experience.
You're actually finding that's happening?
Yes, absolutely. Guests that are coming onto Esprit, because of the demographics, some are new to cruise. They've always said they'll never go on a cruise, but this isn't a cruise, it's a yacht. So they're more open-minded about it, and as soon as they go on, they're rebooking, and they're even booking our river experiences. And then it's great because it opens up a wider audience to the cruise industry as a whole. So it's bringing in more and more guests. So it's not only a benefit for Crystal, but a benefit for the cruise industry as a whole.
But the ratings are through the roof. Why do you think?
Yes, so it is, out of all 8 ships Crystal has in the water at the moment, it's the highest rated vessel that we have, and it really is the crew on board. It's a combination of the crew that strike a perfect balance of camaraderie and professionalism, but the culinary experience on board is just astronomical. It would easily be Michelin star experience. Locally sourced farm-to-table food made by our onboard chef, who did work on our ocean ships before we launched the Esprit, so he knows the essence of Crystal, and he delivers it every night on board in the Yacht Club restaurant.
The agents watching may have questions about the suites. You want to go over them?
Absolutely. So it's very easy, actually. It's just 31 suites. 28 of them are exactly the same size at 280 square feet. We have one owner's suite, which is 515 square feet, and then 2 slightly smaller at the front of the ship that are 223 square feet. They're all well-appointed, all dual vanity, glass-enclosed rain-head showers. We have even a TV in the bathroom in the mirror, and all of our etro fashion bathroom amenities that we have on all our other ships are in there as well. Queen beds and lots of closet space. We have a fully stocked bar there, and if the guests have any special requests, they can just let us know ahead of time. We'll have them in there for them. And all of the suites come with butler service.
Now, you had a speedboat.
Yes. So there was a couple of updates in our latest dry dock before she came over and did her last Caribbean season. One of them was the removal of the speedboat that we had on the ship. Really, we weren't able to utilize it as much as we had wished, and we were only really using it about 1 day per voyage. So in order to come up with a better idea, which we're currently looking at, we had to remove that. We don't have a casino on board, and we have no elevator on board, and that's really important for all of our travel advisors out there, that it really does have to be a more active guest. There's no elevator. We use Zodiacs a lot, especially in the Seychelles when we return there.
So you have to get in and out of them.
Exactly. So you're climbing up and down like a pool ladder type staircase into the Zodiacs. So overall, it is just an more active experience.
Well, you have the younger demographic, as you were saying.
Exactly. It's skewing about 60 to 65% new to Crystal and younger than all of our other experiences.
Now, I want to show that value table. You want to talk about it while we show it?
Absolutely. So the Esprit, when we launched her for the first time, it was actually in the Seychelles. We did 2 seasons there, and then we brought her for 2 seasons over in the Caribbean, and I'm excited to say that next year in Q1, so January, February, March, she'll return to the Seychelles, and it really is a phenomenal value. Double occupancy in the occupancy suite in the Seychelles, with all port taxes, all-inclusive Crystal luxury experience. It's just over $10,000 for a week, and the average all-inclusive, or the low-end all-inclusive, starts at $11,000 to $12,000. But you're just at the same resort every day, which is very nice. But the Crystal experience in the Esprit will bring the guests to a different port every day. And it could go all the way up to $17,000 for a couple for a week. So it's a phenomenal value to experience the remote and tropical beauty of the Seychelles.
But on that table, I mean, for all that you're getting, it's not at the most expensive spot on the table.
Exactly, yes. And there's much more expensive options that won't include, our shore excursion experiences, which is included in every port of call. And it includes all your beverages, all your meals, the water toys. We have some great, we have 2 jet skis, which are complimentary for the guests to use. We have stand-up paddle boards, snorkeling equipment. We have a submersible, a 2-passenger submersible, which is the only thing that is an additional charge. But that's a phenomenal experience for guests that want to go under the water and get a submersible type experience.
Speaking of submersible, because I know we're going to get to it, so 2020, August, Endeavor will be ready.
Yep.
Expedition cruising, everyone's doing it.
Yes.
What makes it different with Crystal?
Yes, expedition cruising really is booming at the moment, and I'm very excited about it. For a long time, expedition cruising has utilized older tonnage or older vessels. So we're just now seeing the buildup of a luxury expedition experience. And exactly. Polar class, so Endeavor will be PC6 Polar class compliant, which will allow us to operate allows us to operate in autumn and summer first year ice, which allows us to do the Arctic and the Antarctic. And then we're doing in 2021 the Northeast Passage, so all those cool itineraries. But the build-up now is that we can take the Crystal experience, the luxury that all of our travel partners that are on board for our gala are experiencing here on Serenity, and put it into a smaller size that we see works so well on Esprit.
Well, I know we were exposed to how much planning is going into it.
Yes.
Now, when you think of Serenity went to, which passage was it?
The Northwest Passage.
And so for 32 days, it took 127 permits or something like that.
Yes, a lot of permits.
And that some of the permitting is not just for where you go, it's for where you might have to go.
Exactly.
Now, but Endeavor's going to do 2 world tours.
Yes.
And all the permitting that's required.
Right.
Talk about that, please.
Yeah, so we have in addition to all the permitting for the landing sites and the ports that we are planning to go to, we also have to do permitting for the helicopters. We'll have 2 helicopters on board, and we also need permits for the submersible. So we're actually bringing on a whole new full-time role in our LA office that will solely work on permitting to ensure that we are in line and we are meeting the standards of the various places we're going. Because as you mentioned, in expedition cruising, there's plan A, B, C, and D. So we need to have all of those permits in place depending on what we do. So it is a huge...
wait, we're in the middle of a storm, we'll get you the permit.
Right. So it is a lot of advanced planning, which is why we're starting now. And actually we started a year and a half ago with all the planning and the build-up, because we're excited to bring out this new experience for Crystal, and we are highly confident we'll offer it the best of that we can.
But that also, there's certain crew members you need to include now. You have to have a master diver because of the submarine. You have to have engineers who can fly the helicopters, and it's just a massive undertaking.
Yeah, so actually we'll have a total of 206 crew members on board for just 200 guests. So it'll be, again, like Esprit, a great personal experience. And 25 of those 26 crew members will be an expedition team. So that's a great ratio of guests to the expedition team, so that you can get one-on-one time with them and talk about the destinations we're sailing into, talk about the wildlife they're seeing, ask questions about what they should be doing in port, and then most importantly, getting off on the Zodiacs with them and getting an intimate shoreside experience.
Now, of that expedition crew, 2 of them are permanent, and then the rest you are able to rotate them based on itinerary and region.
Yes, so Endeavor's offers a wide variety of itineraries in her inaugural season and into 2021. So with that, it presents a unique challenge with our expedition team, but what we will do is we'll rotate out. If we're in the Arctic, we'll have experts in that region. If we're in Japan, if we're in Indonesia, we go up to the Kamchatka Peninsula, the Russian Far East, we're going to rotate out these crews so that we always have experts on board to interact with our guests.
So now, there's so much variation in the different itineraries and it gets confusing. So your new website is going to make it clearer.
Yes, so actually it went live last week. We've broken it into 3 categories so that it helps our travel advisors out there know what type of experience that the clients on that voyage will have. So if you have clients that are looking for that rugged, remote expedition voyage, that'll be one. That's going to include like our Ross Sea voyages when we move over to Ushuaia and we do the 11-day Antarctic itineraries, also our Northeast Passage, and even some of the warm weather expeditions when we head up to the voyage Taipei to Bali, where we'll stop in Borneo and do all the warm weather expedition things. So that'll be one category. And then we'll have destination discoveries, which will be the kind of the combo, which is so we have some remote expedition type stops, but we also have some more of those typical cruise port stops. But what's great is we're going to offer them in a more expedition experience. So the ship being only 200 passengers and 20,000 tons, we can sail it closer to the city. Mm-hmm. We don't have to dock outside the city and bring our guests into. So it's about immersing the guests right into the city. And then the final category will be the itinerary like our second voyage in the inaugural season, which is a circumnavigation of Japan. And that really is about the culture. It's about the culture and the arts and immersing our guests into Japan with an expedition twist. So that one, while not remote, we will offer it in an expedition experience. And the great thing about the website now is you can go on there, it describes each one of these categories, and then you can sort by the voyages by them. So if you know you want someone that maybe they're concerned about the expedition voyages, so they want something a little lighter, they can just click on the cultural one and it'll show them the ones that will be right for them.
And marketing materials you have for them?
Yes, so we have our brochure. We have our inaugural season brochures available. We have a flyer as well. And then we just produced a direct mail piece for Crystal Endeavor, which should be arriving in clients' homes this week. And then our full 2020 and 2021 expedition brochure is being finalized this month and will be available at the end of the month.
So you have the ear of over 90,000 travel advisors. What do you want them to know?
Well, we're very excited here at Crystal to take the onboard Crystal experience, which has become the world's most awarded luxury experience. We're taking that, we're putting it on an expedition vessel, and we're sailing it to the ends of the earth. So we're really bringing the Crystal luxury to where it's never been before. So we're very excited about it, and I hope they are too.
Thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.